Hey everyone, and welcome back. Tonight, we are diving deep into the darkest corners of the internet, into a place where nightmares are born and shared. We're exploring the chilling world of our short scary stories. Ivy spent hours sifting through countless tales of terror to bring you what I believe are some of the most unsettling stories ever posted. These are the ones that linger, that make you check over your shoulder and question the shadows in your room. Subscribe the channel for more stories. These stories are short, but their impact will last long after the video ends. Our first story is a classic, one that plays on a primal fear. It's called My Daughter Learned to Count. My wife and I had picked her up from her friend's birthday party, brought her home, and put her to bed. I had a bad dream. I sat up and rubbed my eyes. I asked. She shook her head. No, Daddy. That was unusual. She always wanted to snuggle after a nightmare. Because in my dream, the man with the snakeskin smile told me that if I ever touched you, he'd crawl out from under my bed and take me away. She continued, her voice trembling. And he told me he would be watching me from your closet to make sure I don't. As my eyes adjusted to the dark, I slowly, carefully, turned my head towards my closet door. It was cracked open just enough to see a glint of something. Two glints, actually, two eyes, reflecting the dim moonlight from the window, staring right back at me. They were wide, unblinking, and underneath them, I could just make out the grotesque curve of a wide, reptilian smile. But I couldn't. All I could do was lie there, paralyzed by the sight in my closet, knowing that any move I made would seal my daughter's fate. The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by my own frantic heartbeat and the soft, almost inaudible sound of something. Next up, we have a story that preys on the fear of being watched, of something being not quite right in your own home. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 a.m. before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. But as I saw my alarm clock flash 12:06 a.m., I felt a sudden, chilling draft. I froze, every muscle in my body screaming at me to run, to hide, but I was paralyzed. A low, guttural breathing sound started coming from the hallway, slow and raspy, like dry leaves skittering across pavement. It was getting closer. Step by agonizing step, a figure began to emerge from the darkness of the doorway. It was tall and emaciated, its form contorted in a way that wasn't human. And then I saw its hands. The nails were long, yellowed, and broken, like jagged pieces of bone. It took another step into my room, and the moonlight caught its face. There were no eyes, just hollow, black sockets. But I knew it was looking at me. And then it smiled. A wide lipless grin that stretched impossibly far, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth. The clock on my nightstand ticked over. Jam 12 lewat 7 menit. A cold, skeletal hand clamped over my mouth, and I felt a piercing, white-hot pain erupt in my chest. This next story is a terrifying twist on a common childhood experience. It's called bedtime. I've tucked you in, snuggled you up, and read you a story, I said, kissing my son's forehead. Now, go to sleep. I turned off his light and started to close the door. Daddy, he whispered from his bed. What is it, buddy? I asked, peeking back in. What about the one behind you? My smile vanished. A cold dread washed over me, starting at the base of my spine and spreading through my entire body. I didn't dare turn around. I could feel it. A presence. A presence. He was looking just over my shoulder. I could hear a faint sound, a soft, wet sort of breathing, just behind my ear. Every instinct I had screamed at me to slam the door, to run, to get my son, and get out of the house. But I was frozen, rooted to the spot. Daddy, he's getting closer. My son whimpered, pulling his blankets up to his chin. A low chuckle, like the sound of grinding stones, echoed in the small space behind me. A long, spindly arm, covered in grey mottled skin, reached past my head, its bony fingers slowly, deliberately, wrapping around the edge of the door. The last thing I saw before the door clicked shut was the sheer, abject terror on my son's face. This story is a simple, two-sentence horror that has stuck with me for years. I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, Daddy, check for monsters under my bed. I look underneath, for his amusement, and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed." It wasn't his usual, happy smile. It was wide, stretched, and unnatural. The boy under the bed, my real son, was crying silently, his face pale with fear. "Help me, Daddy," he mouthed, his voice a choked whisper. The thing on the bed slowly sat up, its neck cracking at an unnatural angle. It tilted its head, that horrifying smile never leaving its face. "What's wrong, Daddy?" it asked, its voice a perfect imitation of my son's, yet somehow hollow, empty. "Aren't you going to kiss me goodnight?" It started to swing its legs over the side of the bed, its movements jerky and wrong. I knew I had only seconds. I had to make a choice, the thing on the bed, or the boy underneath, and in that terrifying moment, I couldn't be sure which was which. Our final story for tonight plays on the fear of the unknown, of things heard but not seen. It's called My Dog Has Been Acting Strange. For the past week, my dog Max has been standing outside my bedroom door, just growling. Not a loud, aggressive growl, but a low, rumbling one. He just stares at the door, hackles raised, and won't come inside. I've tried coaxing him with treats, with his favorite toys, but he just whines and backs away, never taking his eyes off the door. It's been unnerving, to say the least. Last night, I finally got fed up. I needed to sleep. "Max, that's enough. There's nothing there," I yelled, probably a little too harshly. He whimpered and finally slunk away down the hall. I sighed, relieved, and shut my bedroom door, locking it just in case. I climbed into bed and turned off the light. I was just drifting off to sleep when I heard it. A soft, scratching sound. It was coming from inside my room. From the closet, it stopped. Then, a voice, a dry, raspy whisper, echoed in the darkness. "Good boy," it said. "You finally got him to go away." The scratching started again, this time on the inside of my closet door, more frantic now, and underneath the scratching, I could hear that same low, rumbling growl. But this time, it wasn't coming from the hallway. It was coming from the closet, too, and it was getting louder. And that's where we'll have to leave it for tonight. These stories prove that you don't need 100 pages to create true terror. Sometimes, all it takes is a few well-chosen words to plant a seed of fear that will grow in the dark. I hope you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of our short scare stories. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the darkness. Let me know in the comments which story creeped you out the most, or if you have a favorite from the subreddit you'd like to see in a future volume. Stay safe, check under your bed, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.